I'm Chronix from the most extreme wrestling, and this is your John Morrison weekly update. Now, I'm not wearing my Morrison shirt, and as you can plainly tell, Crystal is not here. So I don't know if that constitutes as an actual John Morrison weekly update, but you gotta deal with what you got, so here we go. First of all, WWE.com had the 50 greatest tag teams of all time. Not just WWE, but of all time, and other promotions and everything. And as you can probably suspect since I'm talking about this, Morrison was on that list. Not just once, but twice. He was on there with Eminem and Miz and Morrison. Now, the placement of some of these tag teams was kind of bizarre, so I don't know if this was like, the greatest going back all the way to 50 from number 1. I don't know. But a lot of these placements on here, and a lot of the people that were on there, kind of coincided with the whole Hall of Fame inductions, because you had Edge and Christian as number 1. So, yeah, another typical WWE politically placed little thing just to promote things. That's fine, but Miz and Morrison was on there and Eminem was on there, so 2 tag teams with Morrison on this list. I think that's totally awesome. He makes it twice out of 50 greatest tag teams of all time. Now, the Curtain Jerks were filming a video with Morrison. I don't know exactly what they were filming, but they have been doing a lot of comedy skits with Morrison and even interviewed him on their podcast, so perhaps you should check that out. Now, alright, Morrison posted a Twitter video where he was doing some sort of sword training. I almost completely messed that up because of the placements of the S's. But he did that, and also there was a photo of him at some kind of medieval swordsmanship doing something with the sword, which I assume had something to do with the video that was previously posted. Now, I don't really know what the thing is yet, because the finished final project, F's! The F's are getting me. Alright, so the finished final project has not been released yet, alright? So it's not out there, but this is kind of a preview. I think it's kind of nice that every single week you got things like this and things like this that keep you updated on John Morrison as a guy who's not currently with a major company. Because, once you quit seeing somebody every week, you kind of forget about them, and that's kind of what happens to pretty much every wrestler who's not on television. Okay, now, alright, I got through all that. Now, American Dolphin on Twitter, he sent me this link, and I looked at it, and it said TNA and Morrison in the same sentence, and I thought to myself, I bet this is crap, because if you know me, if you know Crystal, we've been saying since day one, it's probably not going to be Morrison going to TNA ever. I mean, we have spoke that so many times, it's been well documented. So, what was this all about? Well, apparently, Hogan has been trying to stir up the pot. He's been making some claims, as Hogan does. And as we all know, every time Hogan opens his mouth, especially recently on anything, everything he says is absolutely true in every way, and he never exaggerates anything. Now, I got my notes kind of backwards here, but the implication is that Hogan had claimed that Morrison and Masters had contacted TNA to possibly come there. And this all kind of stemmed towards the Gut Check program. This is like a new thing WWE, or TNA, man, it's programmed in my mind to say WWE when I'm talking about wrestling. But alright, so TNA's got this Gut Check thing. And I looked at this, because I thought that this sounded kind of fishy, because Gut Check, new wrestlers, I mean, this kind of sounds like something that a bunch of nobodies who have never been on television would go to. And pretty much when you go to TNA, I believe it's TNAGutCheck.com, I don't know, I'll have the links in the description, but when you go there, it is pretty obvious this is what this is, for unestablished wrestlers who haven't been on television. And, alright, if Morrison had contacted to seriously be on this, this is the dumbest thing ever. Because you have to pay a $20 application fee, and then a $230 fee, and then you have to sign a liability waiver. Okay, if Morrison's going somewhere, do you really think he's going to pay to go there? Come on. And plus, with the liability waiver, I mean, Morrison was very outspoken on wrestlers needing health insurance supplied by the company. So that just makes absolutely no sense in every single way. And, okay, also, Hogan said that he wants TNA to start like a paparazzi thing, TMZ type deal. and have people take pictures of TNA stars and videos like they don't already do that. Kind of making it sound like he would like there to be some sort of dirt sheets, or maybe YouTubers could, like, talk about wrestlers on YouTube or something? I don't know, man. This sounds kind of crazy, but Hogan might be way ahead of his time. But getting back to this whole gut check thing, do I think it's possible that Chris Masters and John Morrison have contacted TNA? Well, yeah, why wouldn't he? I wouldn't be surprised if he contacted him while he was still under contract at WWE. He might have even contacted them when he was at the height of his career. It would be stupid for him not to explore other options and kind of entertain ideas and companies without accepting them or signing contracts to them. Kind of getting a feel as to what the wrestling industry is doing. I mean, yeah, I'm sure that they've had contact with the guy. It would be stupid for, I don't know, anybody in TNA to call Morrison and he's just like, oh, well, I'm loyal to WWE, I'm not going to answer this phone call. That just sounds ridiculous. Come on. That just doesn't make any sense. But I think that the fact that Morrison is not in TNA and hasn't really shown up backstage is kind of really telling as to what he's kind of thinking right now. I'm just speculating. Pure speculation, but hey, it's based in logic, alright? So you gotta at least give me that. So that has been the news for the week. You can keep up with all the current, up-to-date, up-to-the-second information at starship-pain.com, where you will probably be seeing this video, or, well, at least this video plays on that website. I don't know how many times I have seen the Dirt Sheets rip-off stories from this website. Man, I've seen the Dirt Sheets rip-off stories from these episodes. Isn't that crazy? Sometimes they use week-old information, and a few hours after the video's up, they're ripping information. I can't freaking believe it, but it happens, and, well, that's awesome for me anyways. But that has been your John Morrison Weekly Update. I am Chronix, and Crystal will be back next week as she is just about to graduate college, so congratulations to you.